Dexter is now in New York to clean up after Harrison's first kill, but there's a new dark passenger in town, and clearly he's not happy about it.
New York may be a big town, but it's not big enough for 2 dark passengers.
Welcome, Channel Surfers. I'm Stanley. This is Dontae, and on today's video, we're going to discuss Dexter Resurrection, Episode 2, Camera Shy. So we're going to do things a little bit different on today's video. This isn't going to be a straightforward recap, but more of like a discussion podcast style. Let's talk about this serial killer, Ronald Red, the dark passenger. He looks like Dexter. He rides in your cars, Uber, whatever. His dad's cab business was ran into the ground because of this new industry. You know, I see people online talking about how stupid that is, that he's killing people because of that solely, but it's like serial killers don't really ever have a good reason for killing people.
Right, they just kill who and what they want for whatever weird reasons that they have.
But I like it. I think it's cool. It's exciting. A lot of people were sort of fooled when they seen the first glimpse of the dark passenger. They thought it was Dexter.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about that. I definitely thought it was like foreseeing the future, and it was Dexter in the back of that car, and then they cut back and then actually showed him in the back seat and everything. I thought that was Dexter.
You know, it's cool that they went into him chasing somebody this quick, because I think people are craving that. They want the OG Dexter back where he wants to kill somebody. And it's like, we know that he's evolving, right? He's becoming a more, I guess, emotional being. And so everybody expects him to just be in New York just to look after Harrison. But as soon as he gets a whiff that there's somebody killing other people, and especially using his name, he's like, hold up, we got to make a pit stop here and take somebody out real quick, because this ain't going to fly.
Yeah, what I was thinking when I was watching it is that Dexter will always be the predator. He will always be. And it doesn't matter where he is or what he's doing, what his agenda is. He has that in the back of his head that he has to kill.
Dexter's choice to not approach Harrison and like kind of watch over him from a distance, do you think that's a smart move? How do you feel about that?
I absolutely do think it's a smart move because of all of the trauma and everything, that he still thinks his dad's dead and he killed his dad.
Yeah.
So showing his face and everything, I don't think it's a good decision to overwhelm Harrison.
Yeah, plus I think too, it's only going to benefit him because he almost needs Harrison to need him enough to kind of where he almost looks past the anger that he might still have a little bit, because Harrison's getting to the point where, you know, with the detectives, and we'll talk about this later, kind of questioning him and stuff, it's like he gets scared enough, he's going to be happy to see his dad. Like,
right. When
he starts looking into the mistakes and only finds a couple things and then sees the stuff that he did that he taught him,
right,
he gets like creepily happy about it.
He gets super like, that's my son.
Yeah, like that's my
boy.
That's my boy. Who's to say that, like, say he gets out of this and he's no longer a suspect, that he just doesn't keep watching from a distance?
He might, and I definitely felt that watching it.
And that's another thing too, is like, why hasn't Harrison looked into the aftermath? I understand, don't go back to Iron Lake, bad things happen. Angela even told him, go away, don't look back, whatever. I feel like if it was me though, I would at least be like, online, like seeing if I can Google the obituary or something. Maybe him not looking into the obituary to confirm what he already knows to be true is his way of ignoring that it happened.
Yeah, because he went to visit Dexter to like rekindle something or figure out why he disappeared, and then he ends up killing him. Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been 10 weeks that he was in the coma, and however long he's been doing therapy, so he's still kind of weak and stuff, so he's there bouncing around looking for mistakes, and he kind of just easily gets back into his groove, walking through the kitchen at the hotel, going up the steps 4 by 4 to find the 4 that was shut off from the cops.
It was really nice seeing him back in his element again.
It was.
Because he wasn't like that in New Blood.
No, he wasn't.
It was refreshing.
He finds the floor, he goes into the room, he's checking things out, he sees a few things that Harrison did right, like no blood. He's like proud, he's smiling. He sees that he replaced the shower curtain liner, and then the two detectives walk in.
Claudette's like examining everything, and she notices everything too. She's going to be problematic.
Like when Dexter had his inner dialogue, and he's like, "You could only clean that up with oxygenated
right, and then
bleach," and then she says it out loud.
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh man, this bitch is going to be a problem. She's either going to have to die, or hopefully find out that she's got a dark side to her too."
Murder is all I think about.
Batista told Teddy to watch out for if the truck that Harrison's driving, which is Dexter's, gets sold or gets a ticket, so he could figure out where Dexter went. We know that that's potentially going to be a problem now, because if that happens at all, then that's going to bring Batista to where Harrison and Dexter is, and we'll get back to that later. So Dexter ends up getting his stolen car impounded, and that's when he meets Blessing, which is one of my favorite characters from Resurrection. But on his way to the impound lot, he has a very friendly conversation with him and finds out through him that there's a serial killer on the loose that's killed 7 people, and he goes by the Dark Passenger.
We have a serial killer. They call him the Dark Passenger.
Dexter's reaction was priceless.
The what?
So instantly you know he's gonna go after this dude. He's gonna start digging, because that's Dexter's nature. It's what he does. At first, I was a little, reluctant about the story, because there's a Uber car serial killer going around, and Blessing so quickly friends Dexter and invites him over and stuff. But Dexter kind of has that ability with people.
Yeah.
And Blessing seems like a really friendly person as well. So I guess it wasn't that surprising, and I'm glad, because it opens up for the things that happen later on in the episode too. But
Well, it's almost like Dexter always has to form some kind of relationship with someone good and all that, so that they can die.
he's gonna die.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
I'm calling it right now. I don't know how. He's going to get mixed in somehow. Could be any of the serial killers out of the group that Peter Dinklage's character is hanging out with. I mean, who knows?
Speaking of the Peter Dinklage aspect and the group, I have a theory about Claudette, when you brought up her having a dark side. She's too good at her job, first of all. She reminds me of like a polar opposite of Dexter at the moment. Maybe she has some kind of a tie with Peter Dinklage.
Murder is all I think about.
She's got something up her sleeve.
Yeah, and maybe we'll find that out in the last episode or 2 of the season.
Then we see Uma Thurman's character. She is cutting off one of the serial killers from the circle, the Canton Clubber. I guess he made some demand for extra money, and that's like a no-no in this fucked up, twisted club of theirs. So she goes to tell him to, stop contacting them. And he basically is like, well, I really need this money, and I got some really, really cool souvenirs. Let me show you. And she's like, you mean like this? And pulls out his souvenir, his bat with spikes in it.
Yeah, he's like, where'd you get that?
Yeah, and she's like, I got it from behind the Christmas decorations in your attic. Long story short, he's not having it. He's not giving in. I think he puts his hand on her back, and you can just tell. She's like, oh, hell no. Turns around and kills the motherfucker right there.
Beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Kill Bill vibe, 100%. That was my favorite scene so far.
Then we see Harrison asks his buddy, his coworker, if he wants to buy his truck, because I think he's trying to get rid of the memory ties to Dexter. It's been pissing him off, giving him some PTSD, which obviously we know that's not going to be good, because like I mentioned earlier, Batista asked Teddy to keep an eye on any transactions or speeding tickets related to that truck. So back to the car ride where Dexter meets Blessing. He invites him over for dinner to his house. Dexter obliges because Blessing has a friend who survived the Dark Passenger and has some information, so Dexter's got to go fishing. So he shows up to this little dinner gathering thing. Blessing's friend actually has a video. That's when they show that the Dark Passenger's wearing that hoodie where it like blurs out his face. It like blows it out with light or whatever, infrared light, and he actually sends himself the video from his phone. He's so sly and quick and sneaky, Dexter is. He's always doing shit right in front of people and they don't even notice. And I miss that about Dexter too, because he did that all the time in the OG series. And then Blessing offers an apartment up to him. Again, thought that was kind of quick, it's a very friendly thing to do, but hey, I'm happy for it. Dexter needs a place to stay. This is a new environment. He's got a basement apartment now. It's different, we're in New York, everything's different. Towards the end of the episode, when he finally tracks down the Dark Passenger, I'm gonna let you explain how he ends up finding Ronald Schmidt
the video that he got from Blessing's friend, he takes that video and then he zooms in and sees that there's a company on a duffel bag when he's in the back seat.
And that's who the dark passenger works for.
Yeah, he works for that company. And then he went through that database for that company just to see if there was anybody that resembled him. So he's just kind of fishing right now at this point. And he ends up finding somebody that doesn't have a picture, and it gives him some sort of a lead that he wants to follow.
At least look into and see, why does this dude not have a picture on here? He starts watching them leave their shift at the end of the shift to see.
And disqualifies everybody that doesn't, fit the category and everything.
He sees a guy come out that he thinks is Ronald, and that's when
he didn't have a picture on the company
and
website.
So he goes and pretends he's taking a picture of himself with the New York scenery to see if he's got that hoodie on, that camera shy hoodie. And once he verifies that that's him, he starts following him, and that's when the dark passenger, the imposter, tries to take an Uber car, and Dexter stops it from happening.
Yeah.
Then he follows him even further. He ends up running into somebody, bumping into somebody, and it hurts him because he's still recovering from the coma and the gunshot. The dark passenger ends up getting away, and that's when Harry tells him, "I've never seen you do that before. You did that just to save that person's life." And that's the end of the episode. He basically says, "Ronald Schmidt at my kill table is ready for you." And that's how we know we're about to get a kill this early in the season, which I thought was pretty cool and I was pumped for. Okay, so let's talk about what we anticipate for the next episode, because if Harrison does sell that truck, Batista's going to get an alert from Teddy, and that's going to lead Batista right to Harrison, who is currently being looked at for a murder. And Batista, knowing what he knows, that's going to be a big deal, dude. Yeah, and then if Batista knows that's where Harrison is, then he knows Dexter is going to be around. Yep. And it's just going to be like a snowball effect. And who knows where that snowball is going to lead to. What freaks me out, too, is because what would be the chances that the son of the Bay Harbor butcher is being questioned for murder? What are the chances that he didn't do this? I feel like he's, at this point, he knows the truth about stuff, and so I think that's going to raise a red flag to him. He's either going to think that Harrison really did it, or that Dexter did it or something, maybe. I don't know. I think once Batista gets there, that he's going to use Harrison as bait to get to Dexter. Batista's just going to leave it as whatever it is. It's out of his jurisdiction. It doesn't matter. His son has nothing to do with Batista. Okay. Batista just has it out for Dexter. Right. And I think he's going to use Harrison to get to Dexter. So he's going to just stay focused on Dexter, and regardless of what's going on the side, basically? Yeah. I don't think he's going to do anything. I don't even think he's going to bring up the fact that Dexter's a Bay Harbor butcher to the other detective. The ultimate goal, I think, for Batista is to get him to pay for what he did. Yeah, some kind of closure, in a sense. Let's say Batista finds out that Harrison's being investigated for this. He may want to maybe team up with them, be like, look, I'm after his father. Apparently both these guys, the father and the son, are up to no good, or it's all the father and you're looking at the wrong guy for this murder if he thinks Dexter killed Ryan. It could be that way too. That's a more simplified... Sure, yeah. But it could easily go that way in real world, I guess. But as far as the storyline goes, we don't know if that's the way they're going to want to take it. Yeah, I feel like if it goes that way, then everybody's going to get in Batista's way. Well, and he just found out, accepting the truth that Dexter's the Bay Harbor butcher means so much more than just that. Do you see the look on Batista's face now? He's not that happy-go-lucky guy anymore. It changed him. He's a different person now. To me, it's not just about justice. It's about almost kind of like revenge. It's like vengeance. Yeah, absolutely. Because there's, Batista's a very wholehearted, loving, caring person, and he betrayed his loyalty and trust, and I feel like that's the last thing you would want to do to somebody like Batista. Yeah. Man, there's so many what ifs at this point. We're so early on, but I think they're doing a really good job at telling the story, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Dexter is somewhat fantasy to me, where it's this world that only exists in Dexter's world, and so I don't get too bent out of shape about the way the writers write things to make interesting stops along the way. I think that's totally okay. You see that in a lot of stuff like this, you know? So I know how I feel personally. I know how you feel. We want to know how you guys feel. We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about Resurrection so far? How do you feel about episode 2? And give us those fan theories. Where do you guys think this is going to go?
Even elaborate on the things that we've said.
Thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. We are going to cover Dexter as much as we can, hopefully on a weekly basis until it has concluded. So if that's something that interests you, do us a big favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you get notified whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Channel 116 out.
See you later.